In 2015, Bentley launched the Bentayga, named after the rock Bentayga in Gran Canaria, their first true luxury SUV. After receiving mixed reviews, it's now back with a brand new facelift. Coming up, we take a look at the new facelift exterior and compare it against the old one. Okay, they've spent some money on this. We explore the interior of both old and new models to see what luxury comforts they have to offer.
Who doesn't love Breitling?
And then we finish up with a road test to decide which one we would choose to take home.
Whoa! Yeah, that's more like it. Let's have a look at these Bentaygas, old versus new. Immediately, you see a lot of grille, don't you? A lot of grille. I feel like I should be in the middle with my Tesco's throwaway barbecue. You know, the one like that. Am I the only one that thinks that? Maybe just me. Anyway, this grille is bigger. It's wider. It sits 30mm higher. Bentley say they wanted the front of this new facelift to look a little bit more confident and imposing. And bigger grilles certainly do that. The lights have also been lifted up 30mm, and they have got this gorgeous cut LED crystal design here. I hear they sent over a team of Bentley designers over to the mines of Tasmania to really get an in-depth look. Or they probably just looked at Google Images. On here, the lights are a different kind of style. They do look more elegant here, let's be honest. The elliptical shape has changed somewhat here and here. The bottom grille, this is the way I like to say how you can tell the difference. This has got a handlebar moustache that cuts off this bottom vent. That one hasn't, goes all the way through. These vents here are deeper, a bit bigger, a bit more aggressive. Every single panel on the front of the new facelift has been changed. Okay, they've spent some money on this, but they should be, because the amount of money you're spending on this car, it's about £146,000 approximately, depending on what options you have. Right, we're going to move around the side of the car now to have a look. Here, now, as standard, you get 22 inches. That is fully spec'd and has 22-inch rims, but the old Bentayga had 21-inch rims as standard. We're going to come down here. We've got a little V8 badge. At the moment, the Bentayga Speed and the V6 hybrid aren't out, so this is the only Bentayga new V8 you can buy. Coming to the rear of the Bentleys, these Bentaygas, you can see here is where the dramatic change has happened. Every single panel on the rear of this car has been changed and redesigned by Bentley, and you can see it fits in nicely in line with the Continental GT and the Flying Spur with these oval taillights, which I just think are exquisite. Some people, depending, it's all subjective really. The old school headlights on here, you've got that nice B. If you didn't know it was a Bentley anyway, of course you did. And then down again here, on to the exhaust, we have that consistent oval design theme here. Okay, whilst I'm at the rear of these cars, what are you going to do when you're at the rear of anything? You're going to listen to the exhaust, aren't you? So let's see old versus new. W12, V8, both on sport mode. Adds, let's hear the new Bentayga V8 purr. Yeah, that's enough, that's enough. Okay, now time for the old W12. Come on in, lads, let's hear it. Oh, I love that smell. All right, yeah, cool, cut it. Then we've got a rev limiter on that as well, but obviously bigger engine, nicer noise. What's the rev limiter on that, Ads, do you think? About 4,000. Which one's better? Obviously this one. Walking around the side of this car, remember this car's fully spec'd as well, so you'll notice that on this car it's sitting on 22 inches, whereas the standard Bentley of the old school variety came with 21s. I think we mentioned the new one as standard has 22 inches. So which one should I jump in first? I think it's going to be the new one. Let's go. Right, I'm inside the brand new facelift Bentley Bentayga. And immediately, I feel like I'm a somebody. I'm not going to lie, it's plush, it's lovely. Straight away, some of the differences you will know when I jump in the other one is this gorgeous Breitling clock here. And they've changed this design of the vent, kind of like wings of flight. The old school ones are circular, which we'll see, which they've kept on the side vents here on the passenger and driver. But here they say it's designed and inspired by the Bentley Bentayga. So that's a lovely piece. I love Breitling. Who doesn't love Breitling? The steering wheel has been slightly tweaked. Somewhat on the old school ones, they've got the stitching on the outside. On here, they've got the stitching on the inside, which feels nice. Not going to blister my fingers up. Also in the new facelift, we've got redesigned and revamped door panels here. These nice veneers and other ones to choose from. Also the door holders on this design here has been revamped and changed. You've got a nice big door bin here. A name speaker sound system, which is absolutely incredible. 20 speakers, woof. Yes, please. And look at this. I love this. This isn't the old one as well, but look, individual armrests. What? So your passenger can choose where they position their arm. Very cool. The infotainment has changed from an 8-inch to a 10.9-inch display, and it looks amazing. It really does. One thing on the car though is you have to change the suspension by pressing a few other buttons on this one compared to that one where you can just press one button. On here you have to go home, click through, and it's got 4 different suspension modes. But it's nice, it's plush, gorgeous material everywhere, soft plush leather, seats are nice and comfy, redesigned seats. On this is the first edition, so you've got the detailing here, but I believe they've redesigned that element of the seat on some of the other brand new Bentaygas. But yes, I like it. Let's jump in the back and see what the rear's like. So I'm in the back of the brand new Bentayga facelift 2020. These are some of the new features. I've got 30 millimeters more legroom, 100 millimeters more room for my head, and you get them in a 4, 5 or 7 seater version. This is the 5-seater version. I know what you'll want to see, whether it's got the champagne cooler. It doesn't, it's just got 2 cup holders. Another cool little thing, obviously, are the removable seats. Oh yeah, look at that. And they say you've got 40 degrees of angulation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a word. Very cool, having reclinable seats in an SUV. Another little feature down here, a removable 5-inch tablet. I've pressed the eject button. Oh, magnet. Oh, it connects with a magnet. I like that. And it's weighty. You know when something is good quality when it's got a weight to it. Also, it doubles up as a weapon, so you can bosh anyone who tries to steal your Bentayga. I'm joking. On this, we have a few little options. Back here, we can control the climate there. We can come back, we can look at the car. Those have statistics of how the car's moving and whatnot, if you're into your stats. We've got heated seats and ventilated seats, and in this new one, the foam's been upgraded for better shoulder support as well. They've really done their research, Bentley, here. And the blinds here, blinds plural, when really it's just the pano roof blinds one. And then the lighting here. This can go away, back in there. What we should do now is jump in the other one so we can compare them directly. This one looks a little bit different, doesn't it? It's kitted out with a few extras, as you can see. It's currently listed at 103,000, so a little bit cheaper than the new one. But look at all this stuff. It's got the cigarette specifications. So look, you've got these, they're quite weighty, you know. Shot put, the Bentley cigarette ashtrays that are removable, and they are quite heavy. You can go out to the club, put one in your pocket maybe. I don't know, I'm not a smoker. It's a filthy habit. We've also got the 5-inch tablet, which comes out a little bit different on this one. Whoa, there we go. Not quite as weighty actually as in the other one, which is interesting to know. A few other things, same as again, climate, seats, yada yada yada. It doesn't do the pano roof though. And now, very thicker carpets in this. It kind of gives me a little bit of an Austin Powers vibe. Shag pile are quite thick, it's quite thick, but it is nice. I mean, you're paying over 100 grand for a house, car, You want it to be a house, reverse that. So it does give you that kind of housey vibe. This one feels a little bit lighter, a bit more airy. You've still got the reclinable seats, which are cool. Oh, that's quite powerful. Very comfortable. Pano roof. This one's actually got electric blinds in. Don't look at me. Although they can, because it's got holes in. But anyway, these are cool. I love this. And this is actually kitted out with Google Earth. You can put Netflix on it, apps if you've got kids, which I believe the previous owner did have for this car. That's why it's got all of these different features. Hey, look, Mum, I'm on a plane. This is exactly what you get when you're on a long haul flight. Comfy, you can put things up here. So in summary, the sort of rear cabin area space, if you like, does feel a little bit less than the new facelift. And also the seats are definitely comfier in that one. And having the screens are great, but I definitely think that does invade a little bit more of the space, the creative space in the cabin. But let's find out what the new facelift Bentayga V8 is like on the road. So I'm in the new facelift Bentley Bentayga. This has got 550 brake horsepower, 770 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. This is the V8, and it's so quiet. You literally could hear a borrower in here if they lived in here. Remember the film The Borrowers? Of course you do. It's so silent, it's so comfortable. I mean, it's a big beast. It does feel big. It's been widened as well. The track's wider by 20 millimeters. Bentley say that helps it handle a lot better at higher speeds. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to be slamming this thing into corners. This is a heavy unit, over 2,400 kilograms. Another thing on the brand new Bentayga is this gorgeous digital dash. Everything is digital. On the old one, we'll jump in later, you'll see it's analog with a little bit of a small square digital bit in the middle, but this is fully digital, really kind of bringing Bentley into that modern age, like futuristic. Whilst driving this car, I'm a tactile person, all right, I'll say it. I can't stop touching it. I can't stop putting my fingers in places, just all over the car. The stitching, that's handmade stitching. You're not getting that from a machine. That's Doris, who's worked at the factory for years, hand stitching that. It's taken about 9 months just to do one car. It's so luxurious. Okay, so on this Bentayga, you've got 4 different suspension settings that you have to go to home, car, and then you can vehicle status, that's the button. There's a picture of your car, and you've got off-road, raised, normal, and access. Each one of those you'll see visually the picture of your Bentayga going higher or lower, depending on what sort of suspension you need. So I've been driving this Bentayga for about 10 minutes now, and I just can't stop smiling. I feel like I'm the king of the road. It's huge, it's wide. I've got all these fancy buttons as well, which takes me back to my piloting days. Just theme of aviation around, the stitching, the material, it's just gorgeous. It's a great car, the best SUV money can buy, all round. And Bentley say that their new Bentayga Speed is going to be, with the W12 engine, is going to be the fastest SUV production car in the world, beating the Lamborghini Urus by 0.5 miles per hour. And I cannot wait to try that one. Okay, let's have a little look at this performance. I've got it in sport mode. Both Bentleys are 8-speed automatic gearboxes. Let's floor it. Yes, whoa, yeah, that's more like it. Woo! And this is just the V8. What is the W12 going to be like? That was quick, that was responsive. I have got luxury and the performance of a sports car in a huge SUV. This Bentley Bentayga is absolutely nuts. Not only does it look good, it feels good, it drives good. Whew. I need a cold shower now. Oh, I'm smiling, beaming from ear to ear in this V8 brand new facelift Bentayga, on my way back to try out the old school 2016 W12 Bentayga, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. This was amazing. I'm loving all the modern finishes and pieces, the digital dash. But I need to head back and jump in the 2016 Bentayga. So let's do that. So I've now jumped in the 2016 W12 Bentayga. This thing has 600 brake horsepower and 900 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 60, 4.1 seconds, and an average of 21.3 miles to the gallon. It's currently sitting at 103,000 pounds. So the first thing I notice in this older Bentayga is I've got a heads-up display, like I did in the new one. The infotainment is very different. It looks a bit dated compared to the new one. The new one's 10.9 inch. This is 8 inch, and it's got a few little buttons and bits and bobs around the side of it, bit plasticky. The new one definitely looks better. You've got these old school circular air vents. The new one looks much better. So for a 2016, some people may say that's a bit of an old car, but it's still very luxurious, and the quality is impeccable in here. I'm just a picky person. The analog dash doesn't sit well with me after I've seen that gorgeous Bentayga fully digital dash. The middle bit is digital, but the two dials either side, that's analog. That's a no-no for me. But, you know, each to their own. Over here, the infotainment is an 8 inch and it's got a few little buttons around it. Makes it only feel a little bit dated because I've seen the new Bentayga with that nice 10.9 whopper touchscreen, which just shows off minimalism and modernism, and all I'm thinking about is that screen. But this is still good. It's still touchscreen and it's still very plush. So, what we all want to know, the 6-litre W12, what is it like? I put it in sport mode. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that's got a bit more of a, that's got so much more of a kick than the 4-litre V8 2020 Bentayga. Wow, that was good. I'm going again. I thought the 4-litre V8 in the new Bentayga was good, but this W12 is a little bit special. I'm on my way back now to make my final decision. Do I go new or do I go old, high spec? I'm gonna have a little think about it, get back, and then let you know my thoughts. One thing on this car which is very cool is the suspension button. It's literally 2 buttons here. You can press once to change your suspension, where the other one you did have to do a few little bits on the infotainment. Maybe it's not niggly for some people, but I like instant gratification. So that has been our Bentley Bentayga off. Old school versus new school. There's only one I'm taking. It's new school. It looks good. I love all of the new designs to the headlamps and the tail lights. What would you take? Which Bentley would you take? The facelift or this old one? You need to let me know in the comments below. The digital dash in that, that seals it for me. And I'm a creature of looks, aesthetics. I want to walk up to my car knowing it looks gorgeous and updated, more modern, more old, traditional, more angular, curvy, fitter. I'm having the new facelift. What are you having? I'd love to know. Comment down below. Throw us a cheeky like, get subbed, and we'll see you on the next one.